Hey you guys, it's What's New and Good with T and D. We are in such a very wonderful location, and we have had more than an adventure today, and we are so excited.
Let's just say that I got a hot foot. If you know what a hot foot is, then it happens to be when you get your foot sopping wet. But that and the little thing that I'm holding in my hand today, you're going to find out all about all of it. But yeah, we have had really a fun day. Dee, what's new and good with you recently, other than today, because we're going to share that y'all in a bit.
Yeah, well, we recently had our dating event. We had an 80s dating event, and I personally, I was just so excited to get to dress up for the 80s. T and I, we had a party just in ourselves, setting it up, decorating, just getting ready for it was a party in itself.
So those of you who you lived through the 80s era as a teen, then you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, Dee was born in the 80s, but she wasn't quite a teen yet. So when we were preparing
But I
for this
probably
party,
thought I was when I was young.
But
I'm sure I acted like I was a teen.
the secrets of the 80s big hair,
She taught me all
on
about
that.
it. Flipping it over,
Shaking
hairspray
it
while you have the curl in all at once, basically dying of fumes.
And you had to be careful with the tease because you didn't want it to look
Too teased.
too
ratty.
like a ratty. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted it to look just right. It was so fun. Oh my goodness, we had a great time, and we will have something more with that coming in the future that will keep you guys up to date.
This is her little
as
wand.
It needed to.
I cannot
really
wait
is.
to tell you
I
about
feel
this
like,
little
I know,
thing.
yeah, and you can all kind of figure out probably what it is right now. But wanted to just talk with you today about family vacations, staycations, if you've ever gone camping. Do you have a fun camping story, Dee?
Mine are probably from high school days. They may be inappropriate, not sure. But I was never a huge fan of camping. I don't like spiders or snakes, little random things that could crawl into my tent. But if I happen to fall asleep, say midnight, 1 o'clock outside in a tent, well, that's probably where I slept that night.
A few years ago, went camping, and it was actually, okay, backstory on that. I used to tent camp, and I was in the military, and the older I got, I found myself having to need a bathroom break. And I said, I'm not doing that to myself anymore.
Yes.
So we got a little small camper, and my ex and the kids, and we all took a ride out there and went camping, and we went kayaking, saw my first bald eagle out in the wild. It was so beautiful and so fun. But for some folks, camping in a camper is glam camping, I think they call it sometimes, when you have the big glamping, the RV and things like that. But there are other folks who would rather have more of a nice, peaceful setting, like at the location that we are at today.
Which is amazing.
Yes, and staycations are becoming more, popular?
I think people are trying to do more outdoors. They're getting connected with nature more, doing things with families. People are getting out there. They're actually doing things together more.
And there are those activities that you can do with your kids that even as teenagers, if it's something new, I did take my daughter fishing at Rush Creek one time, and it was so funny because I do like to fish, and I have to have a little more patience with it, though.
We'll find
out.
out.
My daughter and I were not catching anything, and so we just packed up like half an hour later. But have you ever done this? Have you ever gone fishing and you've caught a fish, or thought if you caught a fish you'd be a little worried about how you were going to get it off the hook?
That was never really my job. I know how to do the smaller fish, but the big guys, that's not my thing.
Not my job.
But we're going to be talking about more of that here in just a bit.
So if you go fishing and you don't have the gloves, and that's in the back of your mind, there's probably going to be a good reason as to why you didn't catch fish that day if you don't catch fish. But we're going to talk more about that and a place that you could actually do if you are in the Fairfield County area. You can do a staycation and take the family and have a good time. Or there's so many different places on the fishing end of it. I'm so excited about today's show.
Me too.
Yeah, we can't wait to share with you. And I keep doing this. I know, Dee.
I know. I'm like, she's going to injure me with that thing in a minute.
Lots of fun things coming up. We'll be back in a few. You're watching What's New and Good with T.
Andy.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
Hey you guys, we're back. It's What's New and Good with T&D, and we have our special guest joining us today, Jeremy Mills with Rise Realty. He is going to talk a little bit about what all they have to offer and a little bit about where we are right now.
Hey, Jeremy.
How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
I've had a good time here this morning. You guys coming out. It looks like we got a pretty good adventure getting you guys outside.
Oh, it has been
so
fun.
It's been perfect weather for it here. So,
Right.
but yeah, just kind of a little background. So started out with real estate, general real estate, Rise Realty. From there, we've got Rise Land Company. So we sell agricultural ground, recreational ground, a lot in the Hocking Hills. And then that got us into the lodging, which where we're at today, Arrow Ridge Lodge. So we book off our, whether you use the different apps to book. We're on about every app you can think of out there to book a vacation here, a staycation.
Okay.
Or you can get directly on our website to book your stays here. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's nice to be out here. This property that we're sitting here is 142 acres, and we're literally on top of this mountain that just overlooks just a panoramic view of all the Rush Creek valleys. So it's as you see, it's absolutely beautiful up here.
And we've had the pleasure of being here even
Yeah.
before out here, and it is you can feel the peacefulness as soon as you have
Yes.
to go up this windy
mile
driveway.
long driveway to get up to the top of this hill, and literally most our guests that stay here, we've got so many parks around here that people could go to and take the family. There's plenty of things to do, but most people once they get here they stay. We've got every accommodation, full kitchen, gas grills, everything you need, hot tub. There's so much here to do that people just don't leave. They just
It's so
veg,
inviting, and
yeah.
it's warm and cozy. And
fireplace outside. I mean, it
Oh,
sleeps
yeah.
16 people here, so I mean it's.
And this location right here, it is the gateway to Hocking County,
It
because you were
is.
saying the different parks and places, and it's just awesome. It is. You
It's
said
wo-
it. The feel is just so quiet and calm.
And what's neat about this property is it's where the transition of the ag fields meet the foothills. And I mean, it's so you've got the views that, you can watch the neighbors planting their corn or harvesting the corn sometimes sitting up here. It's just really neat.
The weekends probably go first, don't they?
They do. Fall is premier.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, everybody loves the fall here.
how soon do people normally have to book?
Typically weekdays are more available, but most people, as they do it online, it's month, 2 months out. So I mean, if you're planning a decent trip, you want to really, and that goes for the whole Hocking Hills area. You really need to pencil in your dates because it goes so
Yeah.
quick. I mean, we get a lot of people from Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lancaster. Just people who just want to get out and just have a family get together, a family reunion. So.
Do you have to have a limited amount of time to stay here? Is that required? Like a weekend needs to be 3 days, or?
Minimum of 2 days. So if you're going to
Okay.
book a weekend, it's Friday, Saturday. You're checking out on Sunday at 11 o'clock. So it gives you plenty of time to get up, get your stuff together, just kind of clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
In this location that we're at, we have a great kitchen. We have this little family area. We have 3 stories. So there's a really cool basement. There's games set up downstairs. And the decorating in here is just, it almost just has inspired me to do some different things in my house, because It's so awesome. I just can't say it enough.
Yeah, 3 levels of sleeping because, the basement's got some bedding, and then you shove all the kids upstairs that don't want to come off the rafters and hang off of that. That would be great. I say upstairs, but it's a loft kind of.
Yes.
And then you can all have your own peaceful hideaway yourself or lock yourself in there as parents.
Yeah, and this deck that, there's views all the way around. It has a deck that goes 360 degrees around this place. So, I mean, the kids love it. It's all caged in. We've got railing all the way around, so that keeps the kids corralled.
Yeah.
So there's no worries there, so it wears them out. They can run laps.
And you really can. We were here a few weeks back, and were you on the second story or the third when we were looking out?
Yeah.
You can see everything, and it's
Yep.
so pretty. And as he mentioned, watching the farmers out there in the field going back and forth, it's just a really peaceful thing.
Yeah. You also have the creek.
Yeah. So basically, the driveway, the lower driveway, runs parallel with Rush Creek. So I mean, it just
It's a creek.
Creek,
That's
creek.
that's me. The gal that grew up in the hills of Sugar Grove.
you get to that southern part of Fairfield County, and
Why I called it meals.
I
Yeah.
try to be
Words
careful
start
with that kind of
twanging a
stuff,
little
but
bit.
it's all right. I'm in the
But,
atmosphere. I'm in the zone.
We're in the zone.
Been out doing something fun today that just got me there, huh, Jared?
that's right. You're gonna be a country girl by the end of the day.
Right. Oh,
but
fun.
but yeah, so it meanders kind of alongside the driveway there. So I mean, it's scenic all the way from the gate. Time you come in, there's access into Rush Creek. The fishing's great. Folks will go down there and go fishing. So I mean, really, you don't have to leave this property. I mean, it's pretty much. And we host an open house throughout the year. If you watch our Facebook page, the Rise Lodging Facebook page, we'll host an open house. So folks are more than welcome to come out, kind of see what it's about. Kind of do a walkthrough, because then, obviously with the internet, there's a lot of genuine people that take good photographs, and it looks exactly what it looks like when you get there. But sometimes, obviously, we've all seen where this is nothing what we look like we booked.
Yeah.
I think most people are overly surprised when they get here.
Yes.
Because you just can't captivate all the
Nope.
what's going on here.
And it is like a hidden gem, because
It
when we
is.
first came
Yeah.
out here, the winding drive all the way up here, because it's a mile long, it was so great just to see it at the top, like, oh my gosh, we're finally here. And it is. It's a hidden little gem, but it's almost like a little treasure hunt until you get to the top
Yes.
of the hill.
And I don't encourage it, but I'm just letting y'all know you do have cell phone service out
Yeah,
here. It
we got
does
internet,
work.
cell phone
So,
service.
Don't encourage it, because
If
when it's
you
a
need
staycation,
it.
you need to leave it at
Yes.
home. But if it is something you want to get away and you have kids that aren't going to be with you, you need that emergency,
Yep,
you still have that
absolutely.
available. But we do have so much more to talk about. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and you're all going to find out exactly what this is.
Her microphone.
It's not what I
It's not
thought
really
it was.
Mike.
We'll go to that in just
It's
a
an
few
organic
minutes.
one.
It's an
And
organic
exactly
Mike.
how everything happened and what happened and all that fun stuff. We'll be back here in a few. You're watching What's New and Good with T.
Andy.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Hey you guys, we're back. It's What's New and Good with T and D. We again have had a little bit of an adventure today with Jeremy Mills, and now he's going to share a little bit about the barn at Heather Glen. One of his another little hidden gem, I think.
It is. I think that it is another beautiful place that Jeremy and you all from the Mills, that you offer the community to be able to rent, and this is the venue for 'em. So you could have parties. Woo! Dee and I always like to celebrate. Jeremy Mills, yes, he is still with us, and he is going to share with us the info
How did you
on
get
that.
started? How did that kind of come about?
Yes,
And
so I actually bought the farm in 2006. So it was a project farm. The family had had it for 40, 50 years and hadn't done, they maintained it, but they got older, so like most older folks, just kind of stayed the way it was and didn't do much updating. So once I bought it, obviously younger and ambitious, in my mid-20s, I started in on it. And then I actually, the house and the barn was built in 1877. So, and it was just a beautiful structure. It had good bones, good foundation, roof, and just sat in the perfect location. So at that point, when I went to get married with my ex-wife, Bethany Alexander, we decided, instead of spending all this money going somewhere else, let's put the money into our own stuff. It needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
We'll convert it over. So we did. That's what we did. We started on that project as a labor of love. I mean, the trees, I sawed all the trees down from the property that I needed to do the floor and a lot of the projects around there. We brung in some contractors to put in the deck, brung in some excavation crews locally. Ricketts Excavating did the excavation in the pond. So we put all that together, got it set up perfect, did it. And of course, being in the Hocking Hills, right here at the Hocking Hills near Hideaway Hills, we got a lot of inquiries. People, oh, it's beautiful. There's no rustic original barns like that out there. I
Right.
mean, we've got 12 chandeliers in there. I mean, it's just, it's beautiful.
and the scenery with the pond.
It is. So once we started getting the inquiries, we were like, okay, obviously we're entrepreneurs. Let's look at doing something here. Let's share it. So that was the game plan. And from there, we go through the process of rezoning the property and all the, the back end things and getting the website designed. I started going to wedding, planning get-togethers and things
Right.
like, so I
Right.
never would have
Events.
thought I was going to, it's a different events, but now, we're hosting them and, we're very involved with that. So, we do roughly about 15 weddings a year out of there. We hold about 150 people. They come in on a Friday, set up, do their thing, decorate it how they'd like. Saturday they come in. Sometimes people get married on site, sometimes they don't. A lot of people don't get married in a church anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get married 2 or 3 times. So the wedding business is a good business to be in. So, and a lot of people like destination weddings, and it's all about the pictures. So it takes beautiful pictures there, but and it's nice and cool in the evenings in there for the summertime weddings. So.
And it's so nice because it actually is right around the corner from Arrow Ridge Lodge. So
It
if
is.
you do have family coming in from out of town, they could be the ones staying here at this beautiful location, or they could also,
Even if
stay
you
here
were to get
themselves.
married over at the barn at Heather Glen,
Yep.
you could even honeymoon here at Arrow Ridge.
And we see a lot of that, and a lot of the brides or the families, they'll book the cabin and they'll stay, because it sleeps 16 people,
Yeah.
and we've got multiple other cabins in the location. So I mean, it's plenty, because every family has out of towners that are coming in. They need somewhere to stay,
Right.
and if you're in the Hocking Hills, you might as well, for what it costs to get a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
You might as well work your
Oh,
advantage
yes.
and have a mini vacation out of it and grab a
Yeah.
cabin.
Because then you have the family stay the week before the wedding at the lodge to help you to prepare.
Yep.
And they can all be having a great old time themselves.
have some
out
extra
here, then
family
the
time.
wedding,
and
and
it's,
then some extra family
they've got a
time,
home
yes.
base,
Yes.
and they've got their own
Yes,
bedroom,
yes,
they've
yep.
got their own closets, they've got their
Yes.
own kitchen. They bring in their own groceries, so I mean, it's a pretty laid back way to do it.
Yeah. And then we got to do something, we got a little special treat.
It wasn't so laid back.
It was so fun. And this was something because when Jeremy and Dee and I, we decided that we wanted to do a show together, we had the opportunity to visit all the 2 different locations.
Right.
And we also know there's a side of Jeremy that he likes to hunt and fish. And so you mentioned the pond earlier over at the barn at Heather Glen. Now, that's not available to those who are there, but it's a private.
from her.
She's just, that's my fun toy.
She's gonna whack me any second.
You be good little missy. Anyways, we got to do some fun stuff. And Jeremy, what was it you allowed Dee and I to do over there?
So I've got a lot of catfish, a lot of fish in that pond, and I enjoy feeding them every morning, every evening. So the catfish are pretty good size in there. So when you guys visited last week, I was like, well, you gotta watch the catfish come up and feed. So we did that, and from there it was just, hey, let's go fishing. Let's see if we can hook onto one of these big things.
I caught a catfish, and I've never done that. Of course, Jeremy and T both had to help me out.
It took 3 of us.
But oh my gosh,
It was big.
no, it was
not
like
like-
this big.
It was like this.
It was like,
Jeremy,
it was like
that's
this fishing fibber.
It was 30 pounds.
We do have video of it, so
maybe
cross
10
evidence.
pounds? 10
We're
That's right. Yeah. No, it
Sure.
was pretty cool. But I did get to help, and I was so excited. I'm literally, you guys, because, we're over there and we're trying to get the pictures and all of that in advance, and I'm literally in the water. And he's like, bring peace. I'm like, please bring the fish. Please bring the fish.
I said,
Just to bring
meditate
fish.
for the fish.
And I was, but it was so fun because, yeah. And
This right here, we have to tell
in
the
the boat,
story. We were in the
boat.
paddle-
Yes, the
pedal.
boat.
Paddle boat.
paddle boat. Real quick, T thought that this was a pussy willow.
I guess I'm not outdoors as much as I am anymore. I knew it was a cattail.
Not one of those
It
in the
was a
water.
cattail, but it was
Yeah.
a very long conversation.
A for effort.
A for effort, but oh my goodness,
Jeremy.
She had to bring this. So
I did.
we never
See, I tried to
forget
put
what
it back
what
here,
a
and
pussy
it just
willow
didn't
is.
work.
Yeah.
Never ever again. It is a cattail. I've always known that it's a cattail. I was just thinking, and then Jeremy was nice enough to pull it up. He showed me on his phone and I knew what pussy willows were. But it's okay. 'cause
And it
we got
has been great
all figured
learning
out.
everything that we did not know about fishing, and Jeremy
Yes.
sharing all of the great things about Arrow Ridge, as well as that barn over at Heather Glen.
And we want to do something more so hunting-wise with Jeremy Mills down the road, but that is to come. We will be back in a few. It's What's New and Good with T.
Andy.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Bloom Carroll Bulldogs. We had a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice. Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
We are back. It's What's New and Good with T and D. Great guest, Jeremy Mills, has been on our show, and oh my gosh, we think that he is going to be our new adventure friend.
He didn't know that.
He didn't
so
know that,
he does
but
now.
he does now.
Yes. We are out here at Arrow Ridge Lodge. It is one of the properties that they manage, and they also have the barn at Heather Glen, and we got to go fishing. And if you're all wondering, our wonderful camera guy, Shane, says, OT, I tried to take it out, OT, you have got
sprinkled little mess
cattail
in her
all in your
hair.
hair. I said, I'll just leave it. And he's like, oh yeah, now you gotta leave it.
But if we could paint the picture of Jeremy cleaning out this paddle
Oh,
boat for
yes,
us, pulled
that's
it
how
out
we
of the
got
barn
this.
for us.
Yes.
So kind of him. So T and I don't get our little bottoms dirty and wet or anything. And
Yeah.
kindly just let us out into the water.
Pushes us right in.
And
just
it
go
was just so
paddling
funny. It's
around.
been years since I've done anything like that.
And I learned how to steer a paddle boat, and I said, Dee, can we get a cattail? She's like, oh, we're going to go in it. And we just maneuvered it, and we did it perfectly, and she got
Well,
the
she was
cattail
calling it a pussy willow, as I mentioned
for
before.
the longest time.
Let's get a pussy
It
willow.
was so funny, but you didn't correct
What?
me at first, because
No,
I
I
knew
did
you
not.
knew that it
It
was
didn't
wrong, but you
register.
couldn't think of
We
what
went-
exactly
I
it
went
was.
with it.
And she went with it,
Because they're all so fuzzy.
They're so fuzzy. They're both so fuzzy and not so pretty right now because this one's pretty dried up. It's not fresh and new.
No.
But they were all kind of like that. So we wanted to just kind of have fun with it. And then we went cruising around the pond.
And you know what? I really recommend if you have a wedding, even if you have some sort of event where you want to be outdoors, maybe in a more secluded private area, the barn at Heather Glen, it is beautiful. It's awesome. Jeremy's great.
Yeah.
In Arrow Ridge, I mean, I wish we could just have the weekend to hang out here, bring some books, journals, whatever else you may want, because it's gorgeous here. And even, I just can't say enough.
Yeah, we've had a really good time. I love making new memories. And when Dee caught the big, she named catfish.
Jerry
Jerry
the catfish.
The catfish.
Jeremy had to help with Jerry, getting him off the hook and releasing him back home.
Funny. It was so funny. She's like, oh my gosh. And she's like, and he's telling her what to do. And
that was not an
and
exaggeration at all.
He says, T, go grab the net. And I was like, yes. And I'm like, come on, Dee, bring it in.
But I was worried even
in.
for that moment for her to get the net because I was worried for myself also.
See, she was really worried about her. She's like, oh,
No, I
she's
was
going to
worried
fall
for
in.
both
And just like,
situations.
she's going to go in after.
We had supervision there, fortunately, with Jeremy.
Two people, yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, look at these two.
Shane's probably shaking his head like, oh no, what is going to happen? T's going to end up in the pond.
But we didn't fall in the water. You fell a little bit in the water.
I
but
get my hot foot. I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Okay, so I have these really, I thought when I bought them, cute water boots or outdoor
fishing is
boots.
all about being cute, right?
And so I showed up and I go, yeah, if I get my foot in the water, they
rain
just
boots that
aren't
were not waterproof.
Jeremy goes, they're rubber. I go, yeah, they probably weren't glued really well.
Dry rot rubber.
Sure enough, I had the hot foot. I went in, and don't ever, just word from the experienced, now I call myself experienced fishing gal, yeah. Don't step on a rock inside the pond because it's usually not stationary. It's going to move, it's going to slip,
It is
and
wet,
you make it.
and it's normally slippery.
Correct,
It's
right?
in the water.
I thought it would be a good idea because you were having some struggles.
I was.
And
T
I
was trying to just help me out.
Be a good friend.
Be a friend. Teamwork.
And get it out of there because it's tough stuff. But we have some sponsors that we want to thank. A great day. And
Great day.
thanks to our sponsors. We want to thank Fairfield County Veteran Service Commission, Huddle Tire,
Donald Law Office,
and Ava Jewelers.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. We are so thankful for you. Check out our Facebook page, What's New and Good with T&D. And you've been watching What's New and Good with T.
Andy.
See ya!
See you soon.